Never search for these words, phrases, or terms on the internet, ever. Number 1. Bombs, weapons, and weapons of mass destruction. This can arouse reasonable suspicion from the authorities in your area that you might be about to commit a very serious crime. The police often use one's browsing and search history as evidence during an investigation, as it can come in handy during a legal battle. If you search for bombs, guns, explosives, and other types of weapons, especially on non-private search engines such as Google or Microsoft Bing, then the authorities can get in contact with Google, force them to hand over the user data, and conduct an investigation on you. They can also search and seize your hardware, and in some cases, this can even be done without a warrant. And if the police think you're some sort of terrorist based on your search history, they probably won't need a warrant to take away your hardware. The police can tamper with evidence if it is convenient for them, and remember, the cops don't care if you're a real criminal or not, so even if your searches are not intended to harm anyone, you should not search sensitive topics such as weapons, unless it's purely for educational or teaching purposes only. Then an exemption may apply, but in all other circumstances, never ever look for weapons and explosives on the clear web. You're just asking for the cops to bash down your door and place you under arrest. Number 2. Linux. This might sound crazy, but the police do consider using Linux to be a form of reasonable suspicion, in which Linux might be used or is currently being used to commit a serious crime. So searching for Linux, whilst unlikely to land you under investigation, on charges, or under arrest, could still have the police keep tabs on you. They can remotely access your computer, phone, tablet, at any time they feel like it is necessary, using special hacking software and other tools to hack into people's computers and phones. Even if you use Linux, you are not immune from their surveillance and weapons, and in particular, searching for Linux distros which are known to subvert the norms of the internet are of great interest to government agencies and the authorities. So it's not wise to use Google to search for and download a Linux distro such as Kali Linux. You're just asking for trouble if you do that. If you really value your online privacy, you really should be using DuckDuckGo or one of the other highly recommended private search engines. They don't collect, store, sell, or give out any data, ever, because they don't have any to begin with. You cannot give what you do not have, right? Number 3. Anti-Semitism. The Australian government agency ASIO has recently stated that anti-Semitism is of their top priority, and anyone who is deemed to be anti-Semitic is likely to face prison time and hefty fines for supposed acts of anti-Semitism. This means that searching for topics related to anti-Semitism could get you red flagged by your government and authorities if you live in Australia. Some other countries are also cracking down on anti-Semitism, and too many of you use Google and are completely unaware of potential unintended consequences as a result of giving Google all your data. That data can and will be used against you in a court of law. So when the police want to investigate you for an internet search related to anti-Semitism, all they have to do is ask Google for all your personally identifiable information, and Google gives it to them, not only because they are required to, but also because it makes them money in the process. How disgusting is that? Google makes money by giving government agencies and law enforcement your user data, which can be used against you in a court of law if you don't want the cops randomly harassing you or bashing down your door. Do not arouse anything which could be considered reasonable suspicion. In other words, don't give the police a reason to investigate or arrest you, because they will arrest you at any chance they get, and investigate you as well. Google cannot be trusted, and the internet is not designed for anonymity, so don't do stupid things which arouse attention from the authorities. Number 4. Illegal images. This covers any imagery which is considered illegal or prohibited. Even fictional work of certain types of images is considered illegal and strictly prohibited, and searching for illegal images on the internet can land you in serious trouble with the police. Even possession of illegal images is enough to get you in prison, and you'll also be facing massive fines. Illegal images are often not shown in search engines, due to their legality status, and even if you did not intend to come across an illegal image, it could still land you under police investigation. You do know that the police do not need proof of intent to place you on charges, or under arrest, right? Right, and they don't need evidence that you want to obtain illegal images, so set the safe search to its highest setting, and don't go looking for illegal images online, it will most likely ruin your life. Number 5. Free movies, games, TV shows, etc. Searching for and downloading free versions of copyrighted material can land you in serious trouble with the police. Even mods for video games can land you in trouble, but only if it violates copyright, patent, or trademark laws. However, digital and software piracy is often frowned upon and heavily punished by law enforcement all over the world. You can even face a mandatory minimum sentence in the United States of America for stealing software and movies. So if you really want the latest and greatest games, movies, and so on, please pay for it. It is not worth the risk downloading a free copy of a movie or game if it is going to land you in serious trouble with law enforcement. And again, proof of intent is not required to punish you and place you under arrest. Prison time is highly likely if the pirated material is being sold for a profit by the person who has obtained the illegal copy of the original material. Also, be careful downloading from unreputable sites. They can give you all sorts of nasty malware, viruses, and so on, so it's not worth the risk. And if you can find free and open source software to replace proprietary software, I highly recommend you do that instead of engaging in piracy. Only very few countries allow downloading copyright protected material for personal use. Such places include the Netherlands, Spain, and Switzerland. Number 6. Drugs. Many drugs are illegal in many different parts of the world. Such drugs include cocaine, speed, ice, heroin, LSD, marijuana, and other illicit drugs known to man. Searching for these drugs in a country where they are illegal and prohibited can land you in some serious trouble. Illicit drugs are not taken too kindly by law enforcement, and even searching for them can spark an investigation. Number 7. Pornography. Even if you're addicted to naked chicks online, or you're just a porn addict in general, you shouldn't search for porn on Google or Bing, as they can track your browsing habits and promote content based on prior history. While most countries don't prohibit viewing and downloading porn, certain types of pornography are straight up illegal and prohibited, and some countries have banned all forms of porn altogether. If you want to store sensitive stuff on your PC, you should encrypt your whole entire disk, using special encryption programs. Number 8. Mods for video games. Now, in most cases, this probably won't land you in serious trouble, but if the mod contains illegal content, or it violates copyright, trademark, or patent rights, then you could face some trouble with law enforcement. Usually, mods are made to improve games and their experience, and add functionality to them, but if the mod contains illegal images, or anything considered illegal for that matter, or it infringes upon copyright, you can still be charged and potentially arrested, and have your PC or game console taken away by law enforcement for good. Number 9. Private search engines. This might sound crazy, but the police think that using DuckDuckGo means you're going to access illegal online marketplaces, or you're going to access illegal content on your device. Just because someone is using a private search engine does not mean they are about to do something nefarious or illegal. Since DuckDuckGo is the default search engine on the Tor browser, and is often used to access illegal sites and images, the police do keep tabs on those using DuckDuckGo and any other private search engine, simply because they want to know what you're searching for. And since DuckDuckGo doesn't store anything related to you or your searches, the police cannot obtain data from them, so they might spy on you in other ways, such as taking screenshots of your web activity, or remotely connecting to your PC via the Windows Remote Desktop Access program. They can even hack into your PC and record your screen activity with a program such as OBS Studio. If you think gamers and YouTubers are the only people who use OBS, think again. The police use it to record people's computer screens and their activities, primarily because OBS is free to use, and that's an undeniable fact. If you want to use DuckDuckGo, it's best you use a VPN, proxy, and other privacy-focused tools to avoid arousing reasonable suspicion. The cops cannot see what you're doing when you're using a VPN or proxy. They can only see how much data is being uploaded and downloaded. And if you really want to harden the fuck up and avoid surveillance and interactions with law enforcement based on your internet activities, then you should go offline and never connect to the internet ever again. That will prevent the police from being able to exploit your devices to spy on you without your permission. Lastly, In at number 10, searching for pressure cookers and rice cookers can land you under police investigation. A family in New York was investigated for a series of internet searches. One of the main culprits was a search related to pressure cookers. The police in New York thought that the family was about to commit an act of terrorism, and since the family had performed a series of searches which aroused reasonable suspicion, the police thought it would be a good idea to investigate the innocent family, who was never going to actually commit an act of terrorism. The family faced multiple questions from the police, and the case was eventually dismissed, but the fact that searching for a pressure cooker sparked an investigation means that you too may also face a police investigation, simply because you searched for a rice cooker, or pressure cooker, on the world's least private search engine. And even though you really don't have any form of privacy online, there are several steps you can take to minimize what your government and authorities know about you. Everything you do online gives them clues as to who you are and what you do for a living, and they can even crack all forms of encryption known to mankind. So maybe the best solution is to simply stop using computers, phones, the internet, and whatnot, and go live out in the middle of nowhere. If you're that worried about the cops coming to arrest you, or spy on you, or place you under investigation, then move out to the woods where the bears live, and you should be fine. Unless a local police station is out in the woods too, then you're up shit creek without a paddle. So, there you have it. Never search for any of these things online, at any time, ever. They can spark police investigation, and land you in some very serious trouble with law enforcement. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.